It's a classic soup made with small pasta, beans, and simple veggies, all in a delicious broth. Sounds so filling and warming too. It adds up to the perfect comfort come our cold winter nights. Elena Davis joins me with the recipe for, I don't even try to say it anymore, the recipe for
pasta e fagioli.
There it is.
There you go.
For that. Fancy sounding, but really simple to make, you say.
It's so simple. So this is la cucina povera. It's like poor kitchen kind of recipe. We start with a sofrito, which is just your onions, carrots, and celery.
Okay.
And we add some bacon.
That's what I'm smelling.
Yes, smells so good.
Yes.
Now you can easily make this vegetarian and just leave that out because there's beans and deliciousness going on in here. Next, we're gonna add some thyme and garlic. And we don't add the garlic in right away because if it cooked as long as these vegetables did, it would burn.
So the veggies are already soft.
Yep, so they're nice and soft. So we're just adding there. Ideally, we just let this cook for another minute or so. And then now we're going to add, our beans. Now I use borlotti beans, and that is a kind of bean. In America, they call them Roman beans.
Okay.
Or cranberry beans.
Oh.
They look very similar. They're very buttery. They kind of have the same texture as cannellini beans.
Okay.
But they look like pinto beans.
Yeah, they're bigger.
Yeah. So
where do I find those?
Add these. So the link to the Italian kind is on my website. You can just get it on Amazon there. You can get it at most stores, but they're called Roman beans.
Roman beans.
Yeah, Roman
And so you've drained those.
Yep, so they're drained and cleaned. And now I'm gonna add my broth. You can use vegetable broth, you can use beef broth, you can use chicken broth, any kind of broth that you want to flavor the soup with. And then we're going to thicken it with half of the pureed beans. Same beans.
Okay.
And we pureed them. And
so half a can went in the soup and half a can were pureed.
Yes, and this is half a recipe.
Okay.
What I'm making right here.
Okay.
So normally you'd have 2 cans. 1 can gets pureed and the other can gets...
And that alone will thicken it?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll thicken it, and I'll show you the end result after so this will all kind of get nice and bubbly.
Is that marinara?
And so this is sugo. So it's just tomato sauce.
Okay.
Crushed tomatoes, yeah.
I was like, it's what? It's what? She educates us in more than one way, and we get to listen to her
marinara?
beautiful...
What's that?
I'm sorry.
That's what I say.
I'm so sorry. It's sugo.
Okay.
Is that sugo? Yes, it is.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes. Okay.
I love you. Okay.
Okay. So here we go. So I love the thyme. The thyme just really adds kind of a fresh element to this. And then we add, because it's a pasta and bean soup, pasta fagioli. Fagioli means beans. And now we're adding small pasta. You can certainly use little shells or macaroni.
I've never cooked with this before.
Oh my gosh, they're so fun.
Darling,
yes,
first of all.
You find them at any store. They're so yummy.
And small enough that the soup will cook them.
Yep, and so we cook the pasta just right in the soup. Now, if you want to make this a day ahead of time, do all of this, because I love soup the next day personally.
I do too.
But I wouldn't make it with the pasta in it. So do everything until you peel the pasta, and then the day you're ready to make it,
heat it up.
You're going to heat the soup and then add the pasta when you're ready to serve
so it's
it.
fresh.
And it'll cook, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it won't. So this is just gonna stew for about 15 minutes. And it's
look at that.
See how thick it is?
Yes.
Yeah, so it totally turns into a different kind of soup after. It's not watery. Here it looks watery. You're gonna think, oh my gosh, I put too much liquid. Nope, it just needs to, the pasta needs to cook, it needs to thicken.
I don't think I'm alone in this. Occasionally my husband will challenge if soup is a meal. Right, so if it's hearty and thick though, and it's loaded.
There's bacon and beans.
Right, he cannot deny that this is a delicious, filling dinner.
Yes, and then you serve it with homemade bread and parmigiano on top, just a good dusting of that. And it's a yummy meal nobody can resist, especially in these cold winter months, but there's so many veggies in there.
Yes.
It's just heartwarming.
Making use of heartwarming. I love that. Making use of what's in your produce drawer and feeling
very
good.
simple and humble, and that is the heart of Italian cooking. Simple.
You're using
and humble.
some really fun tools, which I always like to point out.
So here, this is our pasta tool. They are handmade in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Amazing.
With my brand on them. You can use them to stir pasta. This is my #1 most used pasta tool. And here you can measure long pasta in pasta portions. 4 people, 2 people, 1. Yep, and these are on sale on my website, cucinabyelena.com.
I love that.
Yes,
I love that tool, especially for pasta
and get one
lovers.
of these, and they make a perfect gift too.
They do.
So
for pasta lovers or wannabe Italian chefs who now know what sugo is and will never ask again. I love it. And I love you for teaching us and sharing your heritage through the food that you share.
It's my pleasure.
Where can we get more of your recipes?
CucinaByElena.com on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. It's Cucina by Elena.
Okay.
So follow me on Instagram, subscribe. It's free, and you'll get emails with brand new recipes.
We love it. Happy New Year, my friend. Thank you so much. We will link you over to her website from ours. In fact, our recipe button on the Studio 5 website is a fantastic source, not just for all of the recipes that you see daily, but for a connection portal to all of the chefs and cooks we feature and you've come to know and love. So go to studio5.ksl.com and click on the recipe button.